Hello everybody, my name is Michelle and welcome back to my channel. Today we are discussing episode 27 of season 7 of Adventure Time. It's called Broke His Crown. In the words of Marceline the Vampire Queen, this episode was bananas. Basically, Marceline has finally convinced Princess Bubblegum to go with her to dinner at the Ice King's house. But while they are there, they find out that Simon's crown has been malfunctioning, causing him to go into manic episodes. Then, being the genius she is, Princess Bubblegum rigs up a way for them to go inside the crown and figure out what's going on from inside. And oh my god, it was amazing. Now we've been hanging on to that Betty creation of the crown, evergreen sort of a plot thread for quite a while now, and I actually just got done rewatching Betty, Evergreen, You Forgot Your Floaties, and A King's Ransom in preparation for this video, and I gotta say, everything is just sort of meshing together really beautifully. The plot of Adventure Time is getting really good again, and I really hope that people start watching it again because I know a lot of people dropped off during season 6 for one reason or another, but Adventure Time is really great right now, and if you've stopped watching it, I highly recommend that you get back on it because it's amazing. And of course, like every time after I post like my favorite episodes list, a really amazing episode comes out like right afterwards, but I'm not complaining. Now this episode was just writhing full of callbacks. I love how they flew to the Ice Kingdom on Morrow, or on the morrow. That was a really great callback. I loved both Princess Bubblegum's and Marceline's outfits in this episode, and the sexual tension between those two. It just, it makes me feel all giddy and happy inside. I love them together. I am bubbling trash like you don't even know. And you can really sort of see like the mending of their relationship that's gone on recently, particularly after what happened in Stakes. I feel like they're just getting closer and closer and closer, and I really would love a confirmation of their relationship at some point. I don't necessarily need it to be anytime soon, but I want it to happen so bad. I just want them to be happy and together, or happy together, you know, sentence structure. The part where they're like walking around inside the crown and Simon is talking to Marceline like, oh, do you have a boyfriend? And she's like, no, and she like looks over at Bubblegum like, "Ugh." During the episode Evergreen, which is set during sort of like prehistoric times in like this universe, we get to see the creation of Ice King's crown. We learn that it was meant to stop a comet from destroying everything and that it bonds to its original wearer's one truest wish. And the creator of the crown, the ice wizard named Evergreen, has decided that he's gonna put it on and wish for the comet to be gone and everything's gonna go back to normal. But what ends up happening is that Evergreen's servant, Gunter, or apprentice if you want to call him that, Gunter ends up having to do it, but instead of wishing for the comet to be gone, he wishes that he could have ice powers like Master Evergreen. And because of that, it seems that the crown has sort of had a trickle-down effect, and then everybody that puts it on goes mad with like ice magic and powers just like Evergreen, because that was Gunter's last wish. And in the episode You Forgot Your Floaties, Betty is able to sort of transfer Magic Man's powers into her, and while having Magic Man's powers makes her sort of insane, she feels that she's a little bit better able to control the madness and sadness factor that goes along with magic than Magic Man ever was. And because of that, she is able to use her powers stolen from Magic Man in order to rewire the crown in the episode A King's Ransom. Now, while we see her rewiring the crown, we don't know exactly what she is doing, but we do know that she's using both the powers that she stole from Magic Man and also power stored within the Orgalorg Gunter, which is a whole nother plot thread. And we don't know exactly what she has done to the crown or how she has rewired it or what the long-term effects are going to be, but I'm guessing it's not going to be good because Orgalorg's powers seem very dark and nefarious in nature, and also Magic Man's powers seem very dark and nefarious in nature, so that just seems kind of like a bad combination. And in this episode, Broke His Crown, we see sort of like a physical manifestation of Betty's memories and thoughts and emotions that is also trying to rewire the crown, but it's sort of infecting everything like malware. But I'm not sure whether or not what she was doing, the Betty malware, was helping or hurting. And also we see like the lasting imprint of Betty still in the crown at the end of the episode. So what are going to be the long-term effects of this? Like, is Ice King gonna regain his sanity at some point? Or is he just gonna slowly morph into some other sort of being? Like, I would really like to know. Please, can somebody like write me an essay on the logics of Adventure Time, please? It feels very connected. It feels like we have a bunch of pieces of the puzzle, but we don't have like the important little connectors to fill in the gaps. And I really want to know more right now. That's the annoying thing about Adventure Time, is that it just strings you along indefinitely, but whatever. This episode also sort of harkens back to Princess Bubblegum's struggle to be nicer. We saw in another recent episode called The Yellow Line that she's really trying to like step it up and be a better person to her subjects so that what happened with the King of Boo won't happen again. And I feel like going with Marceline to dinner at the Ice King's house is another step in the right direction, even though she was very reluctant and she didn't want to stop working. We even get her say at the line that she doesn't like relaxing, she likes science. But the fact that she was willing to go and to appease Marceline in that way was very sweet and very nice, and I appreciated it. And of course, I'm just really happy that Marceline got to see and hang out with sane Simon again. Like, I feel really bad for her, because like every time she gets like a tiny taste of what it used to be with Simon, it's like ripped away from her really quickly. I'm also very curious to know what the correlation is between original Gunter and the penguin Gunters. Like, you could interpret the penguin's presence as like an old vestige of original Gunter's feelings and how he was treated by Evergreen and how he in turn treated his pet Nina, or there could be some more significance there that involves like history and backstory and things we just don't know yet. I'm also really curious to know what Simon was saying during his little spaz attacks. Like, I assume it's like coded or backwards or something, but I'm too lazy to figure it out. So if you know, please leave it in the comments below. Also, in the episode You Forgot Your Floaties, we get Betty saying that every single magic user that she has studied is just plagued by MMS, or magic, madness, and sadness. And she has no idea how to fix that other than removing the magic from the individual, which is what she does with Magic Man. So are we gonna see normal Magic Man pop up again? That would be so entertaining, just seeing Magic Man as not Magic Man. I just really want to see an episode dedicated to that. But yeah, it would seem that the only way to get rid of Simon's MMS would be to remove the magic from him, but I don't think that Simon would be able to live without the magic, so that's where the struggle lies, and that's what I'm assuming Betty is trying to figure out. But is Betty mad herself now because she just took on Magic Man's powers without any regard for what it would do to her? So it's all very suspect, and I'm very intrigued and ready to learn more. Speaking of MMS, one of the wizards that Betty was studying during that episode was Huntress Wizard, which is so cool because we just saw her recently with Flute Spell, and she indeed does suffer from magic, madness, and sadness. So it's just really cool correlation that I caught upon watching the episodes back. But yeah, Broke His Crown was absolutely stunningly amazing start to finish. It had me enthralled, I laughed, I got really emotional at some points, I was super excited for things to come. It's a great episode, and please let me know your thoughts, opinions, theories, feels in the comments below. I would love to discuss them with you, and I make videos every Monday and Friday if you would like to subscribe. So I will see you later. Goodbye.